Hi everyone, thank you very much for stopping by and returning to the old world, and welcome to the first live stream here on the channel. It's pre-order day for Warhammer the Old World, so I thought I'd do something a little bit different. And there's a fair few things to talk about. Obviously, there's experiences of the pre-order. There's also the PDF announcement yesterday in relation to what is and isn't going to be tournament legal. And as much as I thought about doing a video on that, I don't think I can probably drag it out long enough to make that viable. So I thought I'd cover it off to here today. And of course, we also have the main project for 2024 and announcing what that's going to look like. So we'll start off by talking about the pre-order activity today, and obviously I'll keep an eye on what's going on in chat. Do let me know your experiences as we go through, and we can have a bit of a conversation around it. So what have we seen? Well, the last couple of days, I think we've seen a mixed bag of experiences when it comes to the pre-order. And it's certainly, if we look back over the last day or so, there's been some commentary around a number of local gaming stores and online retailers having difficulty in obtaining enough stock to meet the expected demand. I think Element Games were quoted as saying they weren't going to do a pre-order because the amount of stock they were being provided with by Games Workshop was pretty low. And a number of other local gaming stores were saying their allocation had been reduced to zero. This all led to a couple of main theories, really, around what was going on. One theory was there is major production line problems with Games Workshop. The warehouse, something went wrong where it was warehousing production supply somewhere in the chain. There's been problems, so there was just wasn't enough stock to go around. The other theory being actually there's plenty of stock. There's been nothing from Games Workshop to suggest there wasn't plenty of stock, and actually what they've been doing is holding back a lot of stuff so that they could sell it through their own web store and through their stores at full RRP, bearing in mind that if an online retailer or a friendly local gaming store is selling you the stock, they've bought it off Games Workshop at a fairly substantial discount. So it makes sense from a pure profit motive for Games Workshop to sell as much stuff as they can direct to their customers. And so then we get to today and the fairly mixed experiences people have had in trying to get things. Some people I've seen have been saying it's dead easy, they got exactly what I wanted, don't see what all the fuss was about. But a lot of people seem to be quite disappointed around how things have been going. I can only really point to my experience in this sort of circumstance. Now, I'm sure, like many other people, real life gets in the way, and I couldn't be in front of my computer at 9:30, 9:45, ready to join the queue for the pre-release, or the pre-order, I should say. So I did what I did pretty much for Leviathan box set of Warhammer 40,000, in that I wandered down to my local Warhammer shop as I was in town anyway. Got there just gone 11 o'clock this morning. Hardly anyone in the store, breezed in, and I asked the chap working there whether it was still possible to pre-order stuff for Warhammer the Old World. And the answer I got was there might be some stuff left. And that was a very different response to the one I got for Leviathan, and is a little bit of a red flag, really. But anyway, I duly wandered over to their computer screen thingamabob, which has the added bonus, actually, of it beats the queue, I think. If you're ordering at a Games Workshop store, you don't have to stand there for an hour waiting to get to the front of the queue. Fundamentally, what I wanted from the pre-orders today was the Ravening Horde books for the side of good. I think it's called Forces of Fantasy, and the rulebook. I could have been tempted by some of the other stuff as well. However, by the time I got there, so about 11:05, 11:10, something like that, I could get the Forces of Fantasy book, but what I couldn't get was a copy of the rulebook. I couldn't get any of the box sets that I was interested in most of the Bretonnian models. I'm not really that interested in the Tomb Kings. They've never really done it for me. But the Bretonnian stuff I was looking at, they'd all sold out. So that was a little bit of a shame. Fortunately, I was able to find the core rulebook and Ravening Horde book that I wanted through an online retailer. So hopefully my order's in, the money's been taken, so hopefully I will get that in or around release date. So it's not all lost. But for the stuff to be sold out within an hour, that does sound a little bit problematic. And of the local gaming stores that did get some stuff, I have heard reports that some of them were reportedly selling out in 10 minutes, which does seem to, for me, to give a bit of credence to the fact that Games Workshop have got something wrong in their production chains, and there wasn't enough stock to go around. Now, I don't really know what the reasons for this are. Maybe that they've underestimated the amount of material they would need for the pre-orders and to be ready for launch day. There's been, I think, quite a few clues out there that this game is looking really popular. You look at the success of comments on, posts on YouTube, for example. Some of the videos have done absolutely bonkers numbers over the past year or so, particularly as excitement has grown more and more as we've come up towards release. I'm minded of one video which quite a small channel, about 2,500 subscribers, talking about Warhammer Fantasy, managed to pull about 171,000-ish views, which is an astronomical number of views for a relatively small channel. In fact, quite a large, more sizable channels will probably be quite happy with those sort of numbers. And then you look at the previews where Warhammer, the Old World models have been, well, shown to us. And for the ones, certainly the ones that were on at a reasonable time, UK time, so the sort of the 2 in the afternoon slots, looking at the live chat on Twitch, all you could see was basically a vast number of people chanting "Old World, Old World, Old World." That's all they would come to see. They weren't interested in the 40k stuff, the Necromunda stuff, whatever other Warcry, whatever. A lot of people were there purely to look at Warhammer, the Old World. Now, as I say, it could be that there's been a misunderstanding, misinterpretation as to how many people are going to be interested in this product and wanting to pre-order. Maybe there have been some supply issues, and one of the things I am quite conscious of and want to be fair about is you've got to think about the issues around Suez at the moment. So if you've had a load of stuff made abroad, it's on a load of container ships, and you're expecting that ship to come through the Suez Canal, and in fact it's going around Africa, adding 2 weeks to its journey time. If you run a